Hello and welcome back to another Pushing HD video. Today we have another Bayern Career Mode episode, and as I promised, we are trying to fly through this season with Bayern. We start not Christmas Eve, that was quite a long time ago now. It is New Year's Eve, which means 2 days before New Year's Day. So now we do start off today with a great pass through to Ribery. Ribery slides it underneath the goalkeeper and puts us in a 1-0 ascendancy very legitimately early on. It's a great start from Ribery, and it was just slipped through to him, and he managed to find the back of the net excellently. Stuttgart weren't letting up though. They managed to pull away a shot which unfortunately for them couldn't quite pull the strings of our defence quite enough, and they released another one as they decided to write a story which wasn't quite being finished for them. But it is 1-0 at half-time, and it does take them to the 73rd minute now when they finally get their next attack. But it was a decent one at that. They do draw a corner, but nothing came from that corner, so we move on into the next chance. It's the 84th minute as the ball is played with a pretty route one pass, and unbelievably, we are only still 1-0 up, and it was quite a nervy lead. It did take us until the 90th minute to get our final and penultimate chance when the ball was very well hit by Muller, and it was our penultimate chance, but I didn't show the final chance because it wasn't good enough. So FC Bayern 1, Stuttgart 1, a pretty not promising win. That was a very unconvincing win at that. We do move into the next game though. Like I said, lightning games. Galatasaray is our next opponent. The Allianz Arena just looks fabulous in the light at night, and Bayern Munich are entering the Champions League campaigns now. So it is Galatasaray who begin the game in their run of play. So they were the better team. And again, this was an excellent play. We managed to just sneak the ball away without conceding a corner and managed to just heave Galatasaray off the ball. But it was half an hour in when we do get our chances. We played out with the back. It's met by Robin as he taps it inside to Alonso. Xabi Alonso finds the pass to Götze, who taps it through to Lewandowski. Lewandowski turns back once more, has a shot, and it goes in. So it is pretty much our first clear-cut chance, and it's a goal. So it's a great one, and Lewandowski's very pleased to open the account in the Champions League, not only for Bayern Munich, but for himself as well. So it's good individual performance so far. And you can see what it means, because we were struggling to really break through in this game, and when we finally did, we were clinical enough with Lewandowski to manage to find to make their keeper pick the ball out of the back of the net. He just drilled it into the corner with excellent precision and pulled the strings of the defence and managed to unlock it very well. Muller touches the ball down though excellently, as myself. Alonso chips it and switches it over to Ribery, who finds the lob pass over to Muller, who's got a bit of space to run with it. He turns back and holds up the play, waits for the run of Götze. Götze meets the header, and it's a great header. He could have been incredibly hard in that chance, but he was committed. He didn't get injured in the end because he went into that very hard. Sorry about that, but yeah, he managed to end up better off in the end. Sorry, my throat just totally went. I think I accidentally swallowed some of my own phlegm or something like that. But anyway, that was a different story for a different day. But gotta say that was really committed by him to meet the ball first, to meet before the Galatasaray goalkeeper, and managed to put us 2-0 up. And to be honest, that was a godforsaken lead, because I swear down, that 2-0 lead was so much more of a cushion, especially considering their players such as Yilmaz was scrambling shots away. We were scrambling out, and it did take us into the 78th minute when a ball was played through to Lewandowski. It should be a goal, this. He needs to be more clinical here. He was clinical early on, but as the game progressed, he progressively got worse. Clinicalism-wise, if that's even a word. As Robin bursts into the box, though, Boateng is the man to finish off the game. He consolidates a 3-0 victory now, and Galatasaray will earn absolutely zilch out of this. It was a good goal by Boateng. Robin drove into the box where there was absolutely loads of space. Amateur-like defending, and to be honest, they didn't pick up their men well enough. It was a tap-in for Boateng, and the pacey centre-back managed to get his first goal, not only in the Champions League, but of the whole season with us here at Bayern Munich. So we did wrap up that game in high spirits, and it was positive stuff going in to the third game of the episode. So we walk in to the dressing rooms with a 3-0 win, and that victory does put 3 points on the board directly for us. And Hamburger are actually a team that in real life aren't doing too well in the Bundesliga and didn't do too well last season either. But this game, they are doing pretty damn awesome. I think they've got something like 2 wins, a draw, and 1 loss or something like that, 4 or 5 games in. And it was going to be a pretty difficult game because, as you can see by the table, which unfortunately isn't on the screen at the moment, Hamburg were one of the competitors for the title so far. But it is Schürrle who opened the scoring. A bit of luck, to be honest, as the ball fell back at his feet from the rebound. But it was a great touch as the ball was played over. And his first attempt was driven clear by the goalkeeper, but the parry went straight in to the path of Schürrle, the youngster, as he managed to find the back of the net in a pretty open net and hit the post on the way in as well, so that was a pretty tight opportunity. And it was a game of few chances, but the one chance that we did get with Claudio Pizarro, he absolutely walloped it. Absolutely sensational from Claudio Pizarro. I did not expect that. He is one of them strikers that, well, he declines, doesn't he, in this game? He definitely declines. He's retiring this season, and we thought, right, we need to use him for this game because Müller and Lewandowski were tired. Of course, Müller is pretty much the most versatile player in the squad and almost our second striker, but Claudio Pizarro totally proved me wrong. I expected him to be awful, but he managed not only to not beat the defender for pace as such, but managed to get enough space because of his limited pace at that, to try and get away the shot, and the fact that technically he's still absolutely immense, and the fact that he can really pile drive shots into the corner just helped the situation completely. But Hamburger weren't letting up at all. It took 50 minutes for their second chance. It was clear cut in the game, and they managed to only hit the bar, and the third rebound on the go, by, I believe that is Pierre-Miel Soger or something like that. But Ribéry does burst through the defence. The line of defence is broken, and the Hamburger keeper does manage to just pull off the save. So a slightly weaker team. We were playing players like Rafinha, like Schürrle, like Pizarro. Well, we were really living up to it. And Alaba gets it on the edge of the box. He collects it, has a popper goal. He pulled the trigger, and he must be so glad that he did. He just as an Eric Cantona as well to celebrate. Absolutely brilliant from David Alaba. That is simply fantastic. He drove the shot into the corner with his left foot, with his stronger foot, beats any block, beats the goalkeeper, and finds its way into the corner of the net, and it's another 3-0 lead here. The shot is very ambitious as well by Schürrle, and Schürrle was sensational in this game. He's a revelation for such a young player, and he takes the corner short now to Mitchell Weiser, who I did bring on and gave the youngster his opportunity. He ran inside, had the shot, it was very well saved, fell back at Pizarro's feet, and it's another clean sheet and another fabulous victory. It's 4-0 here, and you can really see the difference between the quality of the sides when you look at a game like this. And I mean, to be absolutely clinically honest, it is undeniable that we have to win the league this season. Nothing less is acceptable with a team which plays this well at my helm. They just seem to click. Something clicks. And players like Rode, they are they're revolutionary. Players 78 rated like Rode. Seriously, even though he wasn't in the highlights this game, he was a boss. He covered the defence. He was like Matic quality, and I'm not even lying. He was up there with players like Matic, sweeping the defence, getting interceptions in every time. I don't think he did one bad tackle in that game, and I think every single ball was prevented of even reaching Mats Hummels because Rode was there to cover, and we already have gained a 3-point lead at the top of the table. I'd expect nothing less though with such a side. And a player like Lewandowski, well, that was very unlucky for him. But at the moment, you can't exactly say he was bad, but I don't show as many misses because I want to get through the season quicker as I would on my Everton career. But I tell you what, Lewandowski isn't clinical enough at the moment, and when you have Pizarro shooting from outside the box, his pace doesn't matter because he can just smash it in. Of course, there was a very similar situation with Lewandowski there. It didn't really pay off for them, but we do get a free kick, and it is Robin who stands over it. I'm a bit ambitious with the shot, and it wasn't that far off, but I was expecting a little more from the Dutch winger. But it is Rode who picks it up again, and after his great performance last time out, he finds the reverse ball into Lewandowski, who manages to smash it above the keeper and put us in the 1-0 lead here against Paderborn at the Allianz Arena. Of course, shared ground with 1860 Munich, our big rivals. It was a very good bit of vision from Rode, and a very good finish at that for Lewandowski. And with that being said, Paderborn couldn't quite keep the possession from their kickoff as Lewandowski wins it. It's a cynical challenge, and that was reckless from Rupp. And Rupp is, in the end, to my surprise, red carded. I didn't expect that whatsoever. Yeah, it was a bad foul, yes, but it wasn't like it was last man or anything like that. So yeah, it was from behind, and it was a terrible, terrible tackle. But a red card, well, a yellow card, a definite, a red card, quite controversial that, but we'll take it either way, and we'll continue on in the game with a positive state of mind now, because it is half time, and we have got a 1-0 lead against a team like Paderborn. They've got 10 men. It's on the up for us. Lewandowski collects the ball, though, about into their last third, and Götze drives on with it. He doesn't, well, he releases it, but this is a weird one. Right, the advantage was given, therefore surely a red card cannot be shown. The red card is shown, however, even though the advantage was given. But then later on, the ball is played through to Lewandowski. Lewandowski is then fouled by the goalkeeper, although debatably the ball wasn't meeting anyone, even if Lewandowski took it around the goalkeeper. Surely the referee has the right then to give a penalty kick and red card the goalkeeper, because he doesn't have the right to red card the original foul. Sorry, that was very, very bloody complicated, but unbelievably, against the odds, we were against 9 men, and I was shell-shocked at this point. I couldn't believe it, because you don't normally come up against 9 men on the AI, because the CPU don't foul that much, do they? They don't normally play in such a dirty way, and Paderborn this game, they were awfully dirty, and unluckily for them, and unluckily for us, we couldn't score. Luckily for them, we couldn't score our second, of course. Götze did pull up lane, though, but he managed to play on for a little while until then. I can tell you he is out for around 3 days, and we do substitute him off. But Schweinsteiger managed to drive through, and again, it's another bad foul. And if it was anywhere else on the pitch, I can't help thinking that would have been the 3rd red card for them. Only a yellow this time. There were so many fouls, and that's the reason, in my opinion, and that's the reason why we couldn't get much from this game, which was behind on goal, like behind the defensive line, because they were just simply fouling us and breaking up our attacking play, our attacking set pieces and things like that. But Charlotte did decide to have a go and played a great shot from outside the box. Unfortunately for him, though, he couldn't sneak in, and the ball was also chipped over to Weiser, I believe that is, and he couldn't pull off the goal either. But luckily, as this episode does come to an end, I did want to say a massive thank you for watching, and the support on the Bayern career mode so far has been pretty decent, so I'm pretty happy with it. Again, if you're not happy with it being Bayern, then you're probably not here right now. But if you're not, then make sure you do stick with us until we return to Everton at the end of the season. But anyway, I did thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash the like button to support this series. I would really, really appreciate it, so I know that you're liking it. And I will see you next time.